Did you know that freezing tofu can improve its texture and make it even more enjoyable in various dishes? This is because freezing changes tofu's structure, making it firmer and more porous, which allows it to absorb marinades and seasonings better. But for this to happen, it needs to be frozen properly. So that's why in this video, we're going to share with you some tips on how to freeze your tofu correctly. Now, the first tip is to freeze the right type of tofu. While you can freeze any type of tofu, firm and extra firm tofu are the best for freezing. You see, soft or silken tofu may break down too much when frozen, while the firmer ones tend to hold up a bit better. Our second tip is to drain and press the tofu. Before freezing, we recommend removing excess water from the tofu. To do so, press the tofu by wrapping it in a clean towel and placing a heavy object like a skillet on top of it for 15 to 30 minutes. Alternatively, you can use a tofu press to squeeze out the liquid more efficiently. The third tip is to use a vacuum sealer for the best results. Vacuum sealing is an excellent method for freezing tofu because it prevents freezer burn, keeping the tofu fresh longer. It removes air, helping to maintain texture and reducing ice crystallization, and it saves space, making it easier to store in the freezer. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, you can use a resealable freezer bag and press out as much air as possible before sealing it. Our quick vac containers are perfect to vacuum seal your tofu for both storing in the fridge and for freezing. Our containers don't use any electricity, but instead, with a few quick pumps, you can pump out all of the air and lock in your tofu to keep it as fresh as possible. You can check out the description to get our quick vac containers on Amazon. Our fourth tip is that you need to decide whether you're going to cut your tofu into pieces or leave it whole. This is because the way that you freeze your tofu matters. If you freeze whole blocks of tofu, it will retain more moisture and have the same texture. But if you cut your tofu into smaller pieces, it will thaw more quickly and absorb marinades a bit better. And our final tip is that you need to thaw your tofu correctly before cooking. We recommend that you transfer the frozen tofu to the fridge section and let it thaw for several hours or overnight. If you're in a hurry, you can submerge it in warm water for quicker thawing. Once thawed, squeeze out the excess water and it should be ready to cook. Now, why should you freeze your tofu? 1. It improves texture, as frozen tofu develops a spongier, chewier consistency, making it great for stir fries, soup, and grilling. 2. It absorbs more flavor. Since freezing creates small holes in the tofu, it soaks up the marinades better when cooking. And 3. It extends its shelf life. Instead of worrying about tofu spoiling quickly in the fridge, freezing helps to keep it fresh for months. And finally, how long can frozen tofu last? Frozen tofu can last for around 5 months when stored in an airtight or vacuum-sealed container. You can check out the description for our recommended products and for more articles to learn more. Foodlight is dedicated to sharing food tips and hacks, and one of our goals with our products and videos is to help to reduce food waste. And one of the best ways that you can help us is to like our video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you very much.